Oh,
Oof.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, and we're live. Welcome everybody to the Jim Majors after party. With us so far, we've got Adriana, also known as Insects Are Cool. We've got Evans, also known as Faithless Southerner, and we've got Jim himself here with us. And we've got, can I use your name now or what?
Yeah, if you want to, I don't care.
All right, Zach. We'll just call you Zach, also known as the Bible Belt Atheist, and of course myself. And we are expecting Matthew Randall to jump in here too at some point, but for some reason, he can't seem to operate a link that I send through in the Twitter chat, and I have to email him some all the time. There he is
There
right
he
now.
is.
Sorry, Matthew, I'm just whining about you. And I have to email a link every time. And because I have the stream going, it takes like 15 minutes for a link to get posted. So, anyway, but we're finally live now. Faithless, we were talking about you've been missing all my shit. Like, what the hell's going on, man?
Work, man. I used to be like a frequent in these after parties. Now I feel like a stranger.
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny because I've been seeing when a lot of I can never remember his name now. Objectively subjective or subjectively objective or whatever.
Objectively subjective.
Maddie's. Yeah. You've been doing a lot with him lately. How's that going, by the way?
Yeah, we're doing a show every Friday night. Luckily, he's pushed it out late enough that normally I can like fly home, get in, sit down in my chair, and get started. The last one was touch and go. I wasn't even sure if I was going to make it. It's going well though. I mean, it's an interesting gig. So, Jim, what are you lighting up there, man? You're starting to make me jealous. Like, do I have to? Is it like 420 or like some? Oh, yeah. Right. Sorry, officer. It's tobacco.
No, it's just nothing special. Just some cannabis.
I see. I'm okay here because it's legal here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's legal.
the devil's lettuce. Unfortunately, I'm not. It's not legal here.
Wait, I'm in Oklahoma. I don't think it's legal yet, is it?
Medically, yeah.
it's legal here.
Well, okay, yeah, medically it's legal.
It's not even medically legal here.
Where are you at?
Because we're a fun state, Alabama. Roll Tide.
Oh yeah. They're gonna be one of the last to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Like throw in the little
Mississippi.
roll tide every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, North Carolina
Roll
is completely illegal.
Not in the mountains.
Well, they have.
No kidding.
Luckily, they've introduced legislation here that will decriminalize misdemeanor accounts, so just possession charges, things like that. So we're moving forward, right? Because I mean, we're having a prison crisis anyway, and that'll help alleviate it.
Well, they've already done that in Texas. I moved from Texas last year up here. Bought a farm, and Texas actually looks like they're going to be voting on it again pretty soon. I know the last time they voted on it, it was very close.
Yeah.
I really think they might get it passed just for economic reasons.
I think that will be sooner than most people think, because even it's almost certain that the medical bill will pass.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have to. They're going to introduce it federally soon at some point, and with as many states that are already legalized, I think at one point they're just going to be like, fuck it, let's get our money.
Well, it'll be similar to the gay marriage thing, where it's like, I mean, we surprisingly Alabama passed it before it was federally passed. I think that we were like the 13th state, or the 13th from last state to do so. With all the kickback that you get in the Deep South. So I don't know. There's a lot to be hopeful about in Alabama, and a lot to not be hopeful about.
If you can marry your cousin, you should be able to marry a man.
Pretty much.
That's hilarious.
I mean, no, I've always looked at it. You can marry your first cousin here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you can do that pretty much anywhere, though, dude. At least here, I know.
And I also believe the
cousins are considered not close enough. Or something.
Isn't the age of consent like 14 or 16?
16.
It's 16, but there's modifiers to it. So if it's 16 up until the person turns 19, and then the rules change.
Right. Then it's like a 5-year difference, right?
then it's a 5-year difference, and it gets like the legality of it gets meandery, where basically like if the parents are okay with it, it's okay, but at least there is recourse for. The problem is if the parents are okay with it and the girl is not yet an adult, then there's not a whole lot that she can do on her own about it. It's the parents that have to press charges, but it's better than some states, at least here. Yeah, which is true. What we say about Alabama most of the time.
Arkansas is 14.
Yep.
Yeah.
Arkansas is fucked.
Yep.
Oh jeez.
I mean, there's just. I mean, having spent time a fair amount of time in both Alabama, being from here, and working in Arkansas, the parts of Arkansas that I've been exposed to are way more fucked than Alabama.
And like the Southeast.
Yeah. No, Russellville down there in the Southeast and places like that. It's like I saw more freaking Confederate flags there in the Walmart parking lot than probably exist in like the surrounding cities. Like I went, we had to go to Walmart to get supplies, right? And like I don't know what to expect. We're rolling up, and we pull up there, and there's like these. I remember I wish I could remember. I had pictures on my old phone, but they all had like the Confederate flag in the back window, like the tinted decal thing. And they had some sort of incredibly obnoxious club they were all in. It was jacked up trucks and things like that. And it was something like South Arkansas Boys or something like that, spelled with a Z. It was ridiculous. And there were like 30 of them in the parking lot just hanging out. And I thought, God, where are we at? You know,
so it's like a gang then.
Yeah, it was. I thought whenever I pulled up, whenever we pulled up, me and my crew pulled up, but there were several people on my crew that were like, I don't know if we're going to get out of here alive. Like you can, I can count the teeth of the people that are in this Walmart on my hand. Like, it's just, it's just not good.
Well, there's a small town close to me, and it's actually where they invented the toothbrush. It had to have been, because if it was invented anywhere else, they call it a teeth brush.
Yeah. Speaking of rednecks,
oh my God,
Neil, did you get that thing I sent you about Letterkenny?
Yes.
Did you watch any of those?
I've seen pretty much, I think, except for maybe a couple of the newer episodes, I've seen almost all of the originals. Those guys, sometimes there's some skits where it's like, what did they just say? Because the way they talk, right? But it's pretty fucking funny. I dig it. And I was going to say, Evans, that here at our Walmart too, I roll in and there's Confederate fucking flags. So. And that's in Canada.
It's Canada. What the hell?
What the crap are you doing up there?
They've got supporters. It's
bad.
I swear to God, I pull in there and I'm hearing them yell out shit like Roll Tide too. So.
Oh, of course.
Yep, they're here, man. One guy had one on his hockey stick. Okay, he had a Confederate flag on his fucking hockey stick, dude.
The South will rise again.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be a north-south this time.
See, and the problem is that would be considered blasphemy here. You darest put our Confederate, our history, right? Because it's history. It's not a symbol of hate. You dare us to put our history on a fucking hockey stick? I mean,
don't tread on me, eh?
Yeah.
It's that damn Canadians prefer down the White House anyways the first time.
Oh shit!
Take off, you hosers!
Oh, you hoser!
Are you gonna make me put on my Bob and Doug McKenzie T-shirt? Is that what I have?
Oh, you should. Oh, yeah.
And now I want a big old freaking bowl of poutine and
get some back.
I'll tell you what, Jim. If you're ever up this way, I'll take you. There's a place here that sells the authentic East Coast style poutine, and I'll get you there, and we'll get really fat.
I lived in Yellowknife for a little bit, and there's some really good places around there. But I think the best poutine that I've ever had was just on the other side of Niagara Falls. There was just this little like a food truck that was close to one of these wineries that I was visiting, and best freaking poutine I've ever had, man. And it was
the food trucks make everything better.
I mean, because you can go to a place and sometimes like they get the cheese curds right, they get the gravy right, or they'll fuck up the fries, or they'll get everything right and fuck up the cheese curds, or they'll get everything right and fuck up the gravy. But that was the only place where it was like the Holy Trinity. It all came together.
Well, where I'll take you, you can get your standard poutine, and then they have like a salad bar of toppings. You can put like lobster, crab, bacon, scallop, anything you want. You can throw on top, and they'll melt it in there with everything, and it's just fucking amazing.
Cow.
Man, that's too much though. Like you gotta have just the traditional. Like the only thing I put on is black pepper, and gravy, cheese curds, and fries. And
not even bacon.
Not even bacon.
Oh, all right. We can't be friends anymore. My life is bacon.
That's just one more variable to fuck up.
All right. Yeah. That's a valid point, I might say. But
bacon doesn't. Adding bacon to something, how can you fuck that up?
Fuck it up. Exactly.
You can fuck up bacon.
Yeah, you can. Wow. You can. That's true. If you make it like too soft, and you pick it up and it's like a flaccid penis hanging down, that sucks. Yeah. It's got to have some element of crisp to it. Right?
I like the ends and pieces, like the real thick fucking meaty parts, and then you crisp the fat, and it's like almost like you're eating a ham. It's good stuff.
We had to fool my little niece, who's all of about 2. Yesterday for the big Easter dinner. We kept telling her that these little chunks of ham, because she'd never had ham before. Oh, it's bacon. And she'd go, oh, and she'd start eating it. She'd go, oh, it's really good. Okay, it's ham. She'd go, puh, puh, start spitting it out. Because you know how kids are at that age. Right?
That's blasphemy, child.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? But they're so fun to fuck with at that age. It's constantly trying to pull my hair out anyway. She goes, boys don't have long hair. I go, this boy has long hair.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of refuting, It's like, I mean, obviously they do, because.
Well, I think it's clear. And look at Aaron Raw, look at Steve McRae. All of us have the hair.
I have long hair. You just can't see it real well.
I have long hair.
Yeah, well, okay.
I have mid-length hair,
but I'm the
only girl here.
I beat Steve McRae.
I'm the only girl here again.
Maybe.
True enough. Come on in, Nadine. Nadine Kellen's in the chat. She got to wrap up the girl
shit, dude.
Huh?
Yeah, it's you got the mustache though. So
yeah, dude, but I mean, I can't. I mean,
you can't. Just go for it.
Oh, dude. Look, okay, look at this.
Yeah, nah, never mind. Don't go for it.
See, I can't grow the epic beard like Evans does, man. That's
way to let me down easy. Appreciate that.
Well, I mean, look, you'll never hear somebody say that they didn't know what was on my mind. So.
Fair enough. I like that.
I'll be honest with you, Jim. I've just been waiting for you to break into a barbershop quartet.
I'm waiting for the other 3 seconds.
See, the thing that I am envious of, because I do like the mustache, but mine looks absolutely ridiculous if I do it like that. Like, I cannot pull off that look. I just look like a pedophile.
Have you guys the long and straight down, like the Fu Manchu kind of thing?
Yeah. No, I've tried it. I've tried it in every configuration possible. Right, I can do a goatee decently. I can do the full beard, but as soon as I shave like the facial hair off of my chin, it just goes to shit. So, I just gone with the beard. So,
okay, so 6 guys are in here right now, 1 girl.
Yep.
What's up, Red?
Yep.
How's it going?
Going good, man.
I gotta try and deal with my dog here.
You're not paying enough attention.
Yeah, not enough attention. That's his issue.
Well, you got to break out the razor and start going. Yeah. They'll scare him away.
Yeah.
I with a straight razor just to keep up like my neck and my cheeks or whatever. But I only do it like once a week maybe. But other than that, like, gosh, I guess it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since I trimmed my mustache. I probably need to do that pretty soon.
Shit, man, I shave once a week usually, so I just let it. I'm at work all the time, and then I really don't do much during the week. So I'm like,
my hair just grows really slow, like my facial hair. I didn't start growing facial hair until I was 23, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it's genetic thing? Obviously, I guess.
You know, I don't think so. I mean, but it's hard to tell because both my grandparents are dead. Both of them were highly religious. Neither one of them had facial hair. They shaved every day, you know. So I don't know how much facial hair they had.
Mine grows far too fast. The last time that I shaved was July 31st of last year. So this isn't even a year's worth of. I've still got several months to go before I get to the year.
Jeez, dude.
And they're shaved.
That's crazy.
Oh,
no, I don't even have like chest hair or arm hair or anything. I mean, I barely have leg hair. I remember like in high school, like I was in varsity football, and you know, I would get, you know, people would ask me if I shaved my legs because at 18 years old or 17 years old, I had no leg hair. You know, it's ridiculous.
I didn't much either. It turns out once I found my biological family, because I was adopted, they're just not overly hairy on both sides of the family. So now I know why.
I went to high school in Southwest Texas, and it was probably like 60% Hispanic population, and so like, you know, in like the 3rd grade, these kids are running around with full mustaches.
Where's Luciano when you need him?
Yeah, it doesn't really look much like it, but I actually do have facial hair, but it's really light because I'm fair-skinned. So the facial hair that I do have is really light.
Oh, now that you mentioned it, I can see a little bit.
Zach, that's called peach fuzz.
Mine too, BBA.
Well,
it's okay.
Yeah, we never noticed the beard.
Yeah, no.
Russ says you're all baby faced. Russ, you should be in here, no? So Nadine called him Rust with a T. And then what happened to Matthew? He lost his signal or something, I guess, because he usually jumps in on his phone, and he's a trucker, so he might have been.
He's going through some
backcountry. The signal was no good. Yeah. Yeah, you heard the sounds of banjos. He's got to go hide now.
How do you say that name? Does that say try it all?
It's
try a tail.
Try a tail?
I personally can't pronounce much of anything due to my lovely heritage and my great accent. So it's just try for me. So
try a tail, y'all.
Yeah, try a tail, y'all.
Try a tail, y'all, for days now.
And I went to a Steve McRae stream one time, and so I actually got to talk to Steve McRae a little bit on a stream on YouTube. Anyway, he said that him and some other person said that I didn't sound like I was from Oklahoma. They said I was like Slavic or something.
Slavic? What?
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have guessed that. Oh no!
Hey,
there goes the chat.
There it goes.
What's up, dude?
It's happened. The Duke of Albanensis has joined.
The
titties and penises shall commence.
Here we go.
Well, I guess I'll hop off because I'm not ever going to get a chance to talk now.
Me too. I'm not going to either.
What are you talking about, guys?
You will. Of course you will.
Wait, what?
Duke and I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm lost too.
I wasn't aware that either of you had voices.
That is true. Maybe I was renowned for being silent in chat.
Duke and Evans are both
loudmouth snooks.
Chattier people that I have in my after parties. So.
And then I'm usually quiet.
Well, and the problem is that Duke and I usually end up talking to each other to the exclusion of everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that right, Red?
Yep. Three-hour private hangouts where it's been
it's nice. Like everybody knows their place. Like it's just.
Yeah. Or I go on a 25.5-minute redneck satirical rant.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Squeaky D.
Hey, let's see. They won, right?
What?
Alabama, they won, right?
We won a lot of games, yes.
They did not win.
We didn't win the game, though.
Oh, that's right. Oh, dang. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to bring that up.
I watched that. It was terrible.
I actually don't watch much sports ball, but it's just expected of me. So I play into expectations.
I don't want sports.
You would probably be excommunicated by Alabama. Like they'd probably just like kick you into Georgia or something like that just for not.
Yeah, you don't want to end up in Brian Kemp country.
You have to. Living here, you have to have just enough knowledge to float by if it comes up in conversation. Where you're like, that game.
Here the question is, OU or OSU?
Yeah. Jim, I went to Oklahoma State University.
That's not.
Wait, are you OU or OSU?
Well, I don't pick sides. But if I had to, I'd pick OU. Yeah, but no, it's just but it is expected up here for you to pick a side, and whether or not somebody accepts you or not completely depends upon the answer to that question.
I'm in the Stillwater, so like I said, I went to OSU, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm just South Norman, so there's a lot of OU people out here.
Oh, you're in Norman?
In the Carolinas, it's the game chickens and the friggin' Tigers.
Yeah, of all people.
Wait, Jim, I was just in Norman like a month ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was there for the medieval fair.
Cool.
Medieval fair. Oh, it was like a Renaissance festival, or?
Yeah, the Renaissance fair.
Okay.
Did you eat a turkey leg?
Hell yeah.
I had the fun cake. I had a fun cake instead.
Like, I mean, I think that turkeys are going to go extinct, like just the way that people just chow down. And it's funny because, like, if you do any like medieval history, like turkey legs were like not the main entree, like a suckling pig or something like that maybe. But
stop shitting on my fantasy, Jim. Jeez.
Okay, so next
do you want me to feed you a turkey leg? Is that what it is?
That is.
I want to watch you feed him a turkey leg.
Centrally.
There has to be grease in his beard afterwards. This is important.
Just like chunks of turkey leg skin.
I'll let you pick out the turkey leg chunks out of my beard with your teeth.
I'll just floss it through my teeth and just like strain the pieces out.
There you go. I like the way this is going.
Good. I was going to say, this is getting good.
Well, I mean, I got to eat too, and nobody's going to feed me a turkey leg, so.
No. Geek Room, that's got to be Frank.
Right? Oh, yeah, it's got to be Frank. He's the only one with no live.
I ended up walking home at like 6 o'clock.
Oh, it's
need to move to Chatterbait? What?
What? I don't know where the top of it is.
I don't know what that is. No.
It's the long-haired hippie. Yeah, I had no idea that Frank's hair was as long as it was. I mean, I knew he had some length there, but when I saw a picture all like out, I was like, whoa, he's one of ours. I didn't realize it was that fucking long, right? That's awesome.
What I like about Frank is his Jesus impersonation, because I said something about "Whoa, Jesus" in like a 34, like the 34th comment in a tweet thread, and he just randomly showed up. You rang? I was like, oh man, that's gold. So now I'm tossing out veiled. Yeah, how did he know? I'm tossing out veiled references to Jesus and deep within tweet threads to see if he can reproduce. So far, he's been unsuccessful.
I'm telling you, get in touch with Randy, amazing Randy. Maybe you've got a psychic on your hand.
I had somebody on Twitter who the whole Twitter is like portraying himself as Jesus, and I thought that it was going to be like a troll or whatever, but he said, he was trying to get me to turn to the Lord, and he said, I feel God's love for you. And I tweeted back, I said, new phone, who's this?
This is your Lord and Savior.
Yes, with just 6 easy payments of.
Oh shit! Put your soul down as collateral.
Yeah, and your firstborn.
Okay, now there's 7 guys and 1 girl.
Yeah, I'm back now.
7 guys, 1 girl.
If you want me to be a girl, I can be a girl for you.
It is 2019.
Yeah, there's that whole gender identity thing,
Yeah, Jim, you'll be like the first girl I know that has an amazing mustache.
Oh yeah.
Although I can't really say that because I had a school teacher that was I can't remember where she was from, but I'm pretty sure she had a mustache too most of the time. So like legendary, like Lanny McDonald legendary.
It's actually it's not uncommon to see, and this is going to sound absolutely terrible. It's not uncommon to see with
like
mustaches,
mine didn't.
like with here, and it's not it's not considered a bad thing. I have known guys, I've worked with guys who prefer women with facial hair. Like dead serious. Yeah, dead serious. It's not there's a generational gap there and a culture gap, but
Okay, where are you from again?
Alabama.
Okay, I'm not going there.
It would be a great place to come if you ever grew facial hair. See, it's a bolt hole option.
Well, if you don't look like Paul Bunyan, don't show up there.
But no, I've met guys that genuinely prefer their women to have facial hair, which was a really weird conversation to walk into in the lunchroom. Like a bunch of guys sitting around like, nah, I get my wife to shave, and you're like, what? Hold on.
So they like dwarven women.
Yeah, like I knew your wife had a bit of a mustache, but we weren't going to talk about it. But I didn't realize that this was like something that you were on board with. So hey, look, whatever gets your motor running, that's totally up to you.
Well, that people accept their wives or whatever like that. I mean, it's good. I mean, everybody's attracted to something. There are very few people in this world who are not attracted to somebody.
Yep. That's always been my stance. Like that's not for me, but it's really cool that people do.
Yeah.
My problem is that I'm attracted to everybody. That's my problem.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Fuck
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with Duke, you just throw some candy at him.
That's right. Variety is the spice of life.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Throw some seasoning on that.
Jim, I'm not sure if you saw Frustrated Atheists.
Yes, I did. And he doesn't need to be spreading my stuff around like that.
If for you guys who can't see the chat, you know how Frustrated likes to do the little fun fact things. Well, apparently Jim's actually a porn star, and his porn name is Major Mustache Ride.
This is true.
Are we sure that's Frustrated and not actually Reese?
Yeah.
How do we know?
I don't know. They're interchangeable. They don't look alike, but they're interchangeable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people actually think that it's like a theme park reference, but believe it or not, it's a water park.
Oh.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah, you know.
major mustache ride? What?
Yeah, it's like the log ride. You get down to the bottom, you know, and everybody stands on the bridge.
And everyone gets wet.
Yeah, everyone gets wet. Everyone involved. And then what's great is that after you get wet, you get to get in line to get wet again by the other person who's getting wet after you.
Okay. Is this before or after you feed me the turkey leg?
Yes.
I'm gonna jump in there and say it's post turkey leg love.
Oh, that's great. That's one way to
How
get
the hell did we get here?
I showed up.
I blame
I
Duke
blame
of all
Duke.
bonanzas.
Yeah, I blame Duke.
It's
I
my
don't know. I
fault.
think my Uber driver was drunk.
My Uber driver. You know, we even have Uber here, you know.
What?
The
Oh, yeah?
taxi companies here ruled that they can't have Uber or Lyft or any of those guys.
Yeah, they show up on a 1957 Farmall with a box plate on the back.
Yeah. So when they ruled on that, did they put sorry at the end of it?
No, they didn't. I'm not sure about the rest of Canada. I'm strictly speaking about the Vancouver Lower Mainland area.
Oh, okay.
Are you?
Because you know. Go
Are
ahead.
you Uber? Sorry, I just want to ask. Are you Uber's safe?
Yes.
Yep.
And,
Dude, you're
That's subjective.
I took an Uber. It was fine.
Define safe.
I actually asked this because I'm partially blind in my left eye, and I'm 24. I still don't drive, and I'm actually a little afraid to drive, but I'm also a little afraid of Ubers because of the people. You know, the people.
I don't know, man. I had a guy pick me up. It was $10. He was a happy little hipster guy that was listening to happy little hipster music, and we talked about there being no God for 25 minutes. And it was fantastic.
I used Uber once or twice when I was in Colorado, and I always with other people too. So
I took one in Colorado's a Lyft though, but took me to a dispensary and went, you gave me right back to my house. We were talking about weed on the way there, weed on the way back, and I was like, "You want to come inside and smoke a bowl?" And he was like, "Hell yeah!" And so he came inside and smoked a bowl.
I have no idea what Frustrated just put about the other fun fact. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Is he having a stroke?
No,
he might be.
I think. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, he's referring to a Bible passage. There's a man who was walking along the road, and some kids were making 42 kids who were making fun of him, Aldi, and he called the wrath of the Lord down, and 2 female bears came out of the woods and killed and ate all of them.
Yeah.
Praise Jesus, by the way. Roll Tide.
That makes a lot more sense now. I'll be honest with you. I read the first line as Jim once fucked a beer.
Also a true story.
Infected when you
Okay.
touch your neck.
Yeah.
What the? Who are you talking to, dude?
My daughter.
Oh, okay.
She was just coming up saying something to me.
Technically, I'm not the only girl now.
Do what?
Technically, I might not be the only girl now.
Yeah. Technically.
I would just like to inform everybody that Frank is now stalking my tweets and commenting where appropriate.
No, he just figured it out. That the power of Christ compelled him.
Maybe so. Well, but if he's Christ, would that be the power of himself compels him?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And isn't that true for all of us?
Yeah, like everybody else.
Where does he get his purpose from?
Where does he get what?
Where does he get his purpose from?
The same place we do, dude. This is the ultimate answer. We solved it.
Yep.
Now we just have to convince everybody else. He's just one of us.
The power of Christ repels me.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I was never a believer anyways. I was raised a Jew, so there you go. We were the sons of bitches that strung the fucker up, so there you go.
Oh, goodness. Dirty, dirty bastards.
Oh, here he goes. Now apparently you did fuck a beer.
It actually is beef, but it's not mine.
And that's how beer is made today. Russ, I tell you, you got the quite the imagination.
I'm telling you, that's very, very imaginative.
Yeah. Well, he's known for these fun facts things. Kind of wish you were, in here with us though, so you didn't have to type them and say them.
He was
could just say them
like crazy on Discord, so he may be afraid. I don't know how good his connection is.
Well,
The entire reason that they that God outlawed the eating of pork was because of Frustrated Atheist. He knew that he takes.
Well, he needs to quit. He needs to quit biting on freaking Maddie. The fun fact thing was his first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Maddie's first.
Yeah. Back when they were doing the roast.
Yeah.
He would put fun facts about the person he was roasting at the bottom of the thing, and Russ just decided to come along and steal it.
But look, guys, it's not like Russ has ever had any original content anyway, right?
Yeah, he's the Dane Cook of atheists.
He just farms everything out to everybody. He gets ready to make a new video, and he's like, "Hey guys, what do you think about this? Do your own research. What are you doing? I've got a debate. Will you help me prep for it? Like, come on, man." So it's not surprising.
I have to use other people's research too.
He is a excellent. I will give it to him. He is an excellent delegator.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
That's what makes a good leader.
That's a good leadership skill.
Absolutely.
So,
that's necessary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Adriana put a good fun fact in there about insects.
No, what?
Poop is called frass.
Yeah. Insect poop is called frass. And it's just the word etymologists made up. So there's actually a joke that instead of saying like shits or something, you could say frass and stuff. Like you could say that instead of saying shit, you can say frass if you want.
You don't get in trouble.
Now
like what
are you into insects, Adriana? Because I wasn't aware.
No.
Look, she's got a little fucking what do you call it? What's that? A water scorpion nymph or something?
No. It's a dragonfly larva.
Dragonfly, yeah.
So what is sassafras in the insect world?
A big bag of shit.
Oh, yeah.
No, that would be sassafras.
Sassafras.
Oh God.
You notice she removed all the dead bug carcasses from behind her, didn't she?
No, I'm just. No, I'm just in the living room. It's still in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Yes, she usually sits in front of a bug torture chamber.
She didn't want Beta to show up.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, Jim. I should have warned you about these well ahead of time.
Yeah.
Especially Duke. Especially Duke.
Especially this guy right here.
Yeah.
Who has two thumbs that says inappropriate things?
We have to warn you that Duke says all the shit that we think.
There you go.
It's like he reads all of our minds.
I feel like I'm that person sometimes. I feel like I'm really inappropriate at points, and it comes off as offensive at sometimes. Like for instance, one time somebody invited me to a hangout, an after chat, and I didn't realize until later that nobody else but the person who was putting it on was aware that I was there. And there was like 9 other people in there, and so I come in and everybody finally recognizes that it's me. It's like, oh hey, Jim's here, and I said, so there I was, balls deep in this midget. And, and like half of them were laughing. No, maybe a third of them were laughing, and the other 2/3 were just like, really.
Is he serious?
You can see the discomfort in their eyes.
You should have said little person. Freaking bigot.
Yeah. So is that? I mean, do I? You know.
That would have made it much more PC, dude.
Oh, so that's a true story. Everybody wants to get serious on me, like.
Well, then you can leave it ambiguous. Nobody, everybody has to guess.
That's half the fun. I was ambiguously balls deep in a little person.
Was he a Catholic priest or has a very specific fetish?
There has to be some context there, It's like, so I was with this completely legal little person.
Completely legal little person.
Completely legal, like on every level.
Of age.
Well,
consensual. Oh, man. What have we started, people? I am definitely not getting monetized on this one. And it's not necessarily just your fault either, Duke, this time.
Hey, if you look at I was going to say, look at my name. Look at my name on Twitter. It says Duke.
I know.
Monetization bonanza. Invite me on at your own damn risk.
It'd be like taking me with you to a casino.
I can tell like on somebody's show like who's seen like the other stuff that I'm on because they'll like James, for instance, from Modern Day Debate. First time that I came on, we were in the before chat. And he was like, "Oh, Jim, please try not to say like fuck or shit or anything like that." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, man."
I'll just sit in the corner and shut up.
Yeah, that would be. Gosh, what is it? I'm sorry, Your Honor, I can't speak without using swear words. The Ricky from Trailer Park Boys.
Replacement words.
That should have been the warning to Dean in that debate.
Oh, shit.
Dean Esme?
Actually, I wanted to congratulate you on that, Jim, because that's the second time I've seen that guy reduced to a quivering pile of blubber.
Yes. Now
it was every bit as good as when Medicare did it, man. I mean, like I loved it. At the end, he's got that quaver in his voice.
Oh yeah, he was backed in a corner, dude, and he felt. I mean, you could tell that he just wanted to go. He wanted to run away.
He was really tired. He was just really tired, and he didn't
out on that too. Like before he even said it, I was like, "No, don't get tired on me. Okay, let's do this."
And he didn't realize that it was that kind of talk where he had to actually provide evidence for what he was saying. I mean, he knows countless scientists.
Kind of talk for him.
Yeah, I've been calling him on that for like 2 years now. But he said he knows countless scientists and experts and everybody, and I've got all the evidence in the world. Okay, well, let's see some of it. Well, I'll have to get back with you. I'm just too tired to do it right now, and I've got to get back to you. I'm just a crotchety old man. He has all these like tactics that he pulls. One is he goes on a full-blown freak out, screams and yells, stomps away from his computer, and then when he comes back, he goes, I'm sorry. I'm just a grumpy old guy. We'll do this again sometime." And it's like, oh, you dodgy ducky coward, you.
Yep.
Nobody buys that shit.
Well, and it was 2 versus 1. It was also deflating atheism.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the discount Terminator.
Yeah. Have you seen shit? What is it called? Is it maybe Benchwarmers? Is it? Yeah, Benchwarmers. The guy who stays in the inside and eats sunscreen.
What? No, I've never seen that.
It's what's Napoleon Dynamite's character? What's his?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
John Heder.
Yeah,
I think so.
He does look a little bit like John Heder.
Yeah.
And then like he's sure enough a coward because when all that stuff first started going down, Shannon, he was like talking mad trash to Shannon. And Shannon was like, "I just want you to come on a debate with me." He was blah, blah, blah. He wouldn't answer. He blocked her. He did all this stuff. So I went like to his Facebook page and sent him a freaking private message. It was like, "Hey man, respectfully, why don't you just go ahead and have this debate with Shannon? I mean, you have all the facts and answers. You have everything you need. There's no way she could possibly defeat you. Why don't you just do it?" And he blocked me too.
Wow.
Just so you guys.
I mean, that's probably my least or my second least favorite debate, just because I like to debate intellectually, but I knew going into it wasn't going to be an intellectual debate. I knew that I would have to go down to his level and just humiliate him. So that's what
and
I
you
said.
did, and God bless you for it.
Praise Jesus. Oh, shit. Well, guys, I got to get out of here. It's dinner time. Y'all take it easy. It's been fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Later, buddy.
Take it easy, Evans.
Be doing me soon too, brother. So enjoy yours.
Yeah, I'm bouncing out too. It was good to meet you, Jim, and you guys be good. We'll see you next time.
See you, man.
See you, Duke.
See you, Duke.
Oh, and Russ just came and replaced him.
Yeah, I had to come correct y'all because y'all said something wrong.
What?
Is that right?
Yeah, it wasn't John It wasn't John Hedder's character who was eating sunscreen. It was
it was Lloyd,
Spade's brother. It was David Spade's brother in the film. He plays in a lot of
he was on Dumb and Dumber.
Huh?
Dumb and Dumber, right?
No, he was not on Dumb and Dumber.
No?
No. Hold on.
Sorry, I'm reading something the Geek Room posted or Frank posted.
How are you going to come in here? Like,
everyone leaves.
Yeah, you're going to come in here?
I forgot his name. That's the only thing.
Well, why don't you try and figure it out through using Google or like pick a movie that he was in, and you'll go, "Oh, that's just like
Nick Swardson." Nick Swardson.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
His name was Howie.
Yeah.
Howie.
Did you see the last Jim Majors fun fact there, Jim? Did you see that one?
Yeah. Let's see.
Jim once punched a man so hard they lost all his brain cells. He says a bunch of stupid stuff and has become the president.
Yeah. Let's see. Tell me that doesn't look like deflating atheism.
Wait.
Oh my goodness. Hang on, let me feature that. So yeah. Yeah.
No, I got a better one. Look up Stephen Baldwin in the Flintstones.
Oh yeah. The boss, or wait, was he the boss?
No, he played Barney Rubble.
That's right. Yeah.
He looked.
Barney Rubble, wasn't that Rick Moranis?
That was in the first one, in Viva Las Vegas one, or Viva Las Vegas one. It was Stephen Baldwin. Right. And if you put sunglasses on Stephen Baldwin, he looks damn close to deflating atheism.
That debate I had with him was the first time I seen him without sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you guys know, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Russ.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say in the chat, blue collar, and I was just going to say on the 6th of May, he'll be on my podcast as well.
Oh, cool.
Right after Hour and Raw. So
I definitely got to tune in for that. That's going to be epic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blue collar, you get to follow Hour and Raw, so this better be fucking spectacular.
Yeah, you're coming up after R and Raw, so you better have some really, really kick-ass story.
He's like, oh hell, it does too. Fuck.
No pressure. But just saying.
No.
If it's not, I'm just gonna say this now. There's no pressure, but if it's not better than R and Raw story, then I'm sorry. We're just gonna have to kick you out of the community.
Oh, come on. It's going to be just as good. Come on, man.
I'm messing with him. I love listening to stories.
And Brant, why are you texting when you're driving home? That's really, really bad.
Hey, sometimes I text in the chat while I'm driving during these. Like when I say I'm here, but I'm driving.
You don't ever come through Oklahoma, do you?
Yeah, stay off the sidewalk when he does. So.
Yeah,
there you go.
Have you seen the telephone poles with the dings in them? That was him.
Yep, that was me. Yep.
And it's my fault because it's all been in my my YouTube videos and Hangouts and shit. been playing pinball with your telephone. Bing, 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 bing. You're in your Toyota 4Runner. What makes it that much better? Is it an auto-driving fucking 4Runner? Because that's the only way it's going to be better. I used to. Hey, I was guilty of it too, way back when we could start doing the texting thing. When I was driving, I'd try text too. And one day I pull up at a light, and a cop pulls up beside me. And he sees me like, and I look over at him. He's like, no, and I put the phone down, and that was it. It wasn't against the law yet at that time, but now it is. Now I'd be thrown in jail.
I'm partially blind in my left eye, so I'm afraid to drive.
Well, then you don't have to worry about it. You could be in the passenger seat and be texting.
Honestly, I kind of be afraid to drive too if I had like partial blindness in one eye too. I can't imagine what that's actually like.
Well, interestingly enough, one of my friends, his name is Chris. You guys aren't familiar with him. As the sound at the shows that we do. He's got an astigmatism in one of his eyes, so he can't even see in 3D.
I have astigmatism in my right eye.
Yeah, I think his is the same, and he can't see in 3D. He can only see
I
sort
can't
of
see in
2D.
3D either, or VR.
He's got to use a special type of glasses in order for that to happen. So that corrects the astigmatism.
3D doesn't work for me.
3D, no. So you can't even enjoy like an Avengers movie in 3D.
Nope.
Oh,
I can't either.
Sucks.
And actually, I tried the virtual reality once at my college. I was with my family, and I tried the VR goggles and stuff. And for some reason, because I'm partially blind in my left eye, I couldn't see the whole like scene or whatever. And so I was actually missing some of the things that was going on. I had to have my parents, my family had to tell me what was going on. It's like, wait, what's happening? I don't see anything happening.
Yeah,
it's like going.
When I was in the army, I went to go see Thor when it came out, and it came out in 3D, and all my friends that I was going with wanted to see it in 3D, so we went and saw it in 3D. Well, they're all like, "Oh wow, look at this," and I'm just like, "I don't know what's so impressive. It's a movie," and they're like, "It's not popping out at you." I'm like, "No, it's not."
Well, do you have something that prevents you?
Do what?
Do you have something that prevents you from being able to watch 3D?
Because at the time, at least, the way the 3D was working was like both eyes have to be fixated on the screen. But I used my left eye since I have a lazy eye, and I
had lazy eye.
Yeah, so I use my left eye, which is my dominant eye, and so I can't get the bifocalness of it. So.
So become harder for you to actually see that.
Yeah.
But the technology has gotten better since that Thor. Have you found any improvements?
I haven't seen anything in 3D since.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, so it's it could be a lot better, and I could probably do it now, but I don't know.
Yeah, give it a test run one day.
I have glaucoma, and the 3D glasses that there's something about the 3D that it gives me headaches. It really hurts my to like focus and try to see the 3D. I've been to a couple of 3D films, but I usually end up taking off the glasses pretty soon and just watching it without the glasses.
Yeah, and it's a little weird doing it without the glasses.
Yeah, with all the red and blue lines and the double lines and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you think
it's a little blurry.
Yeah, it is a little weird, and it's kind of disappointing. But I've done a bit of acid in the past, so it's kind of it's not uncomfortable to watch.
Then stay the hell out of 3D movies. Yeah, Tritail also has astigmatism issues too, and ends up with eye strain and headaches as well. So, yeah, smoke some good weed, they'll pop out.
There you go.
I'm with you on that one, Frank.
Well, I don't know when I'm not, so you know.
I'm almost ready to go here.
Let me find my
I'm
lighter.
honestly surprised that I don't see more people smoking. Like, I mean, because I mean, not talking about this live chat in particular, just across YouTube. You know, it's something really rare. You know, you see people drinking all the time, but you rarely see anybody imbibing in the lechuga.
Well, that's
The
because
devil's lettuce.
YouTube's gone after channels and deleted whole weed channels and stuff over it.
Well, yeah, but they're like dedicated to it though. Like, yeah.
But I mean, anytime any of the weed stuff in there is, you know, even if you get like some channels did like one advertisement for CBD oils and stuff like that, and YouTube nuked their channels. So
wow, really?
Jeez.
Yeah, wow. The weed stuff they're pretty tight on. But then at the same time, Drunken Peasants has been getting away with it for years. But I mean, I don't think they make a big deal out of, you know, weed. But I don't know.
Same with
speaking of drunken,
same with Drunken Philosopher.
6 years back, or 6 months back. Not 6 years. Excuse me.
Wow. Because I don't know if you're familiar with Drunken Philosophy. He's a single guy. Same idea as the Drunken Peasants guys, but he always. I've only seen him smoke it on camera a couple of times, but he's also an atheist. I think he's ex-Mennonite, and similar to Apologia. So yeah, but he always smokes and he gets on. And he does his little philosophical atheistic rants and stuff. It's a pretty good channel if you find him. I emailed him once to have him come on for an interview. And he was supposed to get back to me, just never has. He's probably just forgotten, you know, because of all the fucking weed he's been smoking. So one day he'll wake up and go, "Oh yeah, man, I was totally supposed to talk to that deal." So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's something that's about me that I have a really good knack of realizing 30 minutes before I need to be on somewhere that I need to be on somewhere. And I'm very rarely miss anything. I can count on one hand how many appointments I've missed, but it's always like 30 minutes before I'm like, shit.
When did you start smoking?
The first time I ever smoked, I was 14, but it was like 2 times, and then I didn't smoke again until probably 2012.
That doesn't tell me how old you were.
Probably 2011, 2012.
How old were you then?
25.
Okay.
Yeah. So 11 years.
No, I've never smoked anything.
What's that?
I've never smoked anything.
We'll fix that. You'll be seeing 3D in no time.
Seeing 4D, man.
No, that's funny.
4D, yeah.
Well, one of my favorite things to do is to go to the planetarium stoned. It's awesome.
Oh, yes.
And they have like these shows. Like one of them's like the birth of a universe, and it shows just like you're basically traveling at the speed of light and growing with the universe, and it's just like whoa. And the chair moves like with it and reclines. Yep. It's just that's a trip, man.
Yeah, they have it here too at our planetarium as well.
Yeah,
and they also the Pink Floyd thing, Pink Floyd Starlights or whatever it's called, with all the lasers.
Yes, laser light shows
and all that shit. Yeah, those are
the Pink Floyd. Like he looks like he's like 100 feet tall, like walking through. Yeah.
And they have that where he like walks right like over top, and it's like you're looking up at his fucking crotch or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen that, man. Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. I went on mushrooms once. I'll never do that again. Never fucking do that.
I would do that. That sounds awesome.
I've done acid twice, didn't care for it, and I did mushrooms twice, and both times I ever did mushrooms was once with the Pink Floyd thing. And I literally had to leave before it finished because I wasn't feeling good. Just whatever's in the mushrooms, it just makes me sick to my stomach after a while.
Yeah, mushrooms make me sick too.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, I usually always puke on mushrooms, but not before it's entered the system.
Not before it's kicked in.
Yeah. Now LSD on the other hand, I've done that quite a few times. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I did too, but I just ended up being a weed guy. You know,
yeah,
I live in BC. It's the law here. You have to smoke pot here. It's the BC bud is like some of the best in the world. So they keep winning the cannabis cup. It's usually split between us and Australia. Like they'll have a great strain that comes out, and then we'll have a great strain, and then back and forth.
I went to the cannabis cup in 2016, and I think it was the second place was the Super Lemon Haze.
Yeah.
I brought back so much. It was my favorite by far. It was just amazing.
Yeah, lemon haze is great. I just tried one recently that a friend of mine got called White Death. And
it's like a White Widow cross.
I guess because you look at it and it literally looks like it has little snowflakes all over it.
Whoa.
It's called White Death. I'm like, you sure that's not mold? He's like, no, it's not mold.
Right. I don't think it's supposed to be there, man.
Yeah. I never see weed that color before unless it's gone bad, man. I don't know. Do I want to smoke this? And then I smoke it and it's like, holy shit, this is worse than Wheelchair, for fuck's sake. Because Wheelchair was one of the it was a double infused indica fucking weed or some shit.
I got a hold of some Durban Poison one time. I haven't been able to find it since. It's just one of those that's really, really hard to find. But it's as far as I know, it's the highest THC content strain. I think it's like 30-something%.
Isn't it one of the Bubba Kush varieties?
But
because I know most of the Bubba Kush strains are potent THC.
I'm not sure.
Well, there's multiple strains of Bubba Kush, and they'll have their own little names. But that was the original that they cloned a bunch of different types off of. So
right. And they crossed it with other strains.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Trolley's here. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
The sound.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
At the sound of the gong.
Could you be mine?
Hey,
Trolley. What's going on in the land of make believe?
Dude.
Who? Rogers? Oh, hell yeah. He saved PBS.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he didn't just save PBS, dude. He saved lives. I mean, I honestly believe that.
Yep, he did. He did. There's it's supposed to be a movie about him coming out, and I think
there is.
Is it out?
Yep, it's out.
Oh, I have to go see it. It's Jim Carrey or something plays him, didn't he?
I want to say it's on Netflix. It's either on Netflix or Hulu. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. I'll definitely have to check it out. Because, man, I was glued to the TV when that guy was on when I was little.
I think it's called Won't You Be My Neighbor, I think is what it's called.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I still have to see the Queen movie. Hulu does have it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, guys, I have to hit the road.
Oh.
Russ, go. No, finish what you're gonna say. I've still got a few minutes, but I gotta leave here by 6:30 for a Passover dinner.
All I was saying was that I remember I watched this one video of him at some kind of like court hearing, and he had he was explaining to the group of people why his show is so important, and it was just amazing watching that. I was like,
that was the congressional hearing.
Yes, for Congress. Saving PBS.
Yeah, and it was just amazing.
You're very well spoken, man.
Yeah, I about cried because he was just like so passionate about it. And he's like, this is why, I do this show, like, because we're just here to try to help children, and
that's right.
We're trying to get them through a lot of the emotional stuff that they may be experiencing. And I was like,
he's a beautiful human being.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, I was like, why did he have to do this? Why can't they just sit there and just automatically know about his show and let it do it? Why do they have to do this to me?
It's all part of God's plan.
That's what it is.
All right, guys, I'm gonna have to shut her down because I got to take off. My sister's expecting me for the Atheist at a Passover dinner. This ought to be interesting. But I've been to a couple since.
It's not as bad. It's not as bad as a Catholic 18 or atheist 18-year-old living with a what is she now? 43-year-old aspiring Catholic nun.
Oh, jeez.
Did she break out the paddle? It's happy time.
She wasn't wearing the habit or anything like.
Well, she hasn't entered yet, but she has come home wearing her it's not really a habit, it's just what she wears when she's there. But she came home wearing it one day, and I told her she looked like a 1860s schoolgirl.
I don't know if that's hot or not.
No. It might be. You never know.
That's funny because he said it and I was thinking the same thing too. Little role play going on here.
You guys, for these Passover dinners and stuff, being the only atheist there, I've recently found Dr. Richard Carrier. And if you can take a lot of his talking points with you,
I know them. Yeah, I know the ones you're talking about too.
Oh man, that guy
the historicity
is
of the Exodus and stuff. Yeah.
Well.
Yep. I also read
the reports. my judgment here.
I know you're not a huge Carrier fan. I know that. I've seen you talk about that before. I agree with some of the stuff that he talks about, but I'm not fully on the fence with him. Let's put it that way. But I do find his I do find his presentations fairly interesting.
Yeah. I do think that he has I do agree with most of what he says, but that there are the things that where we do disagree, it's enough for me to not really want to like him.
What would you do if you ever met him?
I would honestly like to debate him on, just have a friendly discussion. But no, I think he's a nice enough guy. I think he tries a little too hard to be funny. But other than that, I don't know. I think he's a nice enough guy, and I would enjoy talking to him on the points that we do agree on, and talking more theology and getting more into why he believes what he believes, other than his normal talking points.
Pull the epistemology on him.
Well, he says that he's done all sorts of research into history to figure out what he knows, and I can't disagree with him on any of it.
Well, sure, Mr. Bart Ehrman.
Yeah, he's wonderful too. I've listened.
Yeah,
and Richard Price is a good one.
I always say that I agree with Dr. Carrier, but only where he agrees with Bart Ehrman.
Who? Carrier?
Yeah.
And Ehrman?
Yeah, they agree on some of the historical points, but not. But they believe that. I mean, even Price and Carrier, and even throw Fitzgerald in there, that they all have their different reasons for believing what they believe as far as the mythicist position.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's pretty wonky too.
Yeah, some of it is. Yeah, that's for sure. Just to answer your question, Brent. Orla, look, you just showed up at the end. Don't worry about it, Brent. I always enjoy the food of these things. My sister's a hell of a cook, but she always does one. When you do something that upsets somebody, but they don't say anything, they just go. One of those things.
Nah.
She does that every time I roll my eyes when I have to read one of the passages out of the Haggadah, which is the story of the Exodus.
Oh.
It's like the 10 plagues. However, I did see an interesting documentary on Discovery. This is years back. How they said the 10 plagues could have actually have happened if specific things happened in a specific order. One would have led to the next. So in the natural world, they could have happened, except for the whole raining down of fire, unless it was meteors. So that was pretty much.
Well, but then you have to explain things, like the pillar of salts, and and things like the Canaanites not being destroyed, and yeah. Well, and
the slaying of the firstborn.
There likely was an Exodus, but it was much smaller than it was led on to, and much later, and was out of Canaan and not Egypt. That's
right.
Actually, where the Israelites came from was Canaan. They didn't come from Egypt.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought it was.
That's right. And
just right quick before you cut this off, I thought it was the raining down of frogs, not fire.
On Sodom and Gomorrah?
Well, there was the
I'm
frog
talking
plague too.
on,
I don't know if it was
in Egypt. Yeah, it was.
The Egypt. Okay.
The frogs. There were frogs. Yeah, and locusts.
Yeah.
And pillars of salt,
and then the killing of the firstborn. You see that in the New Testament, Matthew, the Gospel of Matthew. Author tries to draw parallels between him and Moses all the time, calling his son out of Egypt, and
Horus as well.
40 days. What's that?
Horus, the Egyptian god Horus, also did the wicker basket up the river and fished out of it by a princess, right? So
really,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Is that a carrier's talking point?
No. I already knew
is.
about this before Carrier. So, like, I can't remember where I read about it, but I'll figure it out and I'll send you a link or something. It just talks about Horus was a baby as well, an infant, and he was hidden from I don't know if it was a pharaoh or whatever. It was hidden from Osiris, pardon me, because he was a threat to Osiris.
Okay. Yeah, I've done some research into it, but only on the the dying and rising God claims. So I've only researched that part of it. So
cool, very good.
Yeah.
And on that note, guys, I'm getting really close to getting in trouble with my sister, so I have to call this one quits. Because, I gotta go celebrate Passover, but it's all about the food for me, and just being with the family. Right?
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
I love a good Seder.
Yeah. That, by the way, for those who don't know, that's what the Last Supper picture is.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, thanks for having me. Had a good time.
Yeah, Jim, it's been a pleasure. Yeah, for sure. And now I know something else we'll be doing instead of drinking just beer.
Right.
I don't. I'm not going to bring any with me because I'll get arrested at the airport, and I really don't want to do that. So, I'll have to hunt around for some when we're down there. But yeah, oh hell yeah,
absolutely,
this is going to be a hell of a fun time. All you guys are jealous. I can see in the looks of your eyes. Right?
Absolutely. You said there's going to be a lot of scotch there. I'd be really jealous.
I don't like a lot of alcohol.
Well, I'll make sure there's scotch there now.
Absolutely.
I love a good scotch.
Get the good stuff, not the red label.
That's blended scotch, you fucking heathen. That's blended scotch.
No, I like the single malt.
What's wrong with you?
Single malt. Single malt is the shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a rum guy on that.
Rum's good too. Rum is awesome.
All
right.
They say.
Yeah, go ahead, Ray.
I was just gonna say I'm a whiskey guy myself.
Sweet
whiskey guy, yeah.
They say that drinking rum before 10 a.m. makes you a pirate.
Oh well, then give me the booty.
Where's your Neil's halfway there.
Are you trying to tell me something there, laddie? I'm trying to make you swab the deck there. All right. All right.
Neil's halfway there.
Well, all the kids when I was at Disneyland thought I worked on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. So like, no, I'm just going on the damn ride myself.
It's better than what people around here know me as.
What, the pirate?
No, well, being a pirate sounds a lot better than the guy that I'm noticed as. Whenever I went to last year, the year before that, for my stepson's birthday, we went to Schlitterbahn, a water park, and
Shitterbahn.
Schlitterbahn's awesome.
Like two people, something go, oh, dude, you're the guy who works at Walmart.
With all those people that parked there with Confederate flags. There, people, we've gone full circle.
I was like, yes. I was like, yes, that is me.
I mean, it's just something about both of you. It's just that they frequent Walmart a lot.
Well, the thing is that because whenever I work retail, I am very, very personable. So everyone always usually enjoys being around me when I'm at work. But I'm just like, personable? All y'all. Look, like I said, when I worked retail, I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clarify.
Yeah, when I worked retail, I was, because it was something that had to be. Otherwise, you're just going to have a shit day. So,
guys, I got to hop off of here. Bernie Sanders is doing his town hall.
Oh, shit. That. Okay.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, I gotta close her down, too. Right, thanks, everyone, for joining me. And thanks, Jim, for being my my victim. Guest today. All right, guys. Until next time, remember, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. We'll see you guys next time.